everybody on Zoom. We're 4 minutes early. I thought with it being a holiday weekend, I was gonna have to track people down this evening, but everybody remembered. Good job.
Everybody was so anxious to get back to the regular week.
I'll bet. Everybody was so tired of being off work and spending time with family.
Getting sunburned was just too much. Good.
Is it okay if we start?
Sure.
I think so. Anybody gonna get upset if we call the order 3 minutes early?
No.
All right, that's great. Appreciate that. All right, I call the meeting to order. And with Scott Dreamer and Eric Funkhauser joining via Zoom. Everyone else is here in person. Did everyone get a chance to read last month's minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, some background noise from Scott, it sounds like. No worries. Any issues or changes to the minutes? The only thing I would add is per game after the 50 to 100 people. But otherwise, I didn't see anything that needed changed.
And then
Any changes from you, Linda?
Nope.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the meetings?
I'll make that motion.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Was that an aye?
Aye.
Okay.
Sorry.
Vote carries. Everyone voted in favor. All right, moving on then. We don't have any visitors this week. So let's just start with the first thing on the agenda. Mike, we have a rentals report from either you or Jill. And there I was just wondering how many rentals we had last month, how many we have in the coming month, and any other information you'd like to share with us.
So I think, no, I don't have numbers, sorry.
Okay, no
So
worries.
I sent you the revenue report, but
Mhm.
if you want a breakdown of like month to month, I could do that in that report, so you have an idea of the revenue. But I believe for the most part, during this time, we're rented Saturdays and Sundays most days. And then Cummins and Condon Park, occasional weekend rentals as well.
Okay.
It's a busy time, but I could go back and look.
I'm wanting to get more of an idea of just how frequently they're getting used.
We're at 48.75 for the year. In pavilion rental. Right?
If that's what you're seeing in the report, I don't.
I know if that's what you were looking for. I'm trying to help you.
That's for the year.
Yeah, year to date.
Yeah. But if he's asking the past month, I don't know, but I can find out.
Okay, and if you don't have that right now, it's just no problem. Just something we'd like to try to work into getting updated on each month. Just how many we had last month and how many we have the coming month. And I'm bringing that up to, I think, to try to wrap our minds better around the issues that we're having around maintenance and keeping the facilities clean and ready for renters. So
Yep.
I just think that would be helpful for us to know those numbers.
Throughout the week, we still have cardio drumming down there. They're doing Monday through Thursday classes.
Super.
And then
And I'm sorry, we're allowing them to use that just in exchange for cleaning it,
basically,
right?
when we ask for window washing and such.
Mhm.
And they don't charge, so it's no profit to them. It's just something free for the community.
Right, great, that's a good asset.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Monday through Thursday.
Mhm.
So every weekend, we had a Condon Park and a permanent park on a Saturday. And then we had on the 10th, a Sunday, we had a couple rentals as well. We actually had one renter during the week that we had a bump cardio drumming out. So they do every year for their quilting. They meet down there. So every Saturday and one Sunday, we have rentals.
Okay.
Generally, we don't have anything on Fridays.
And
So-
the issues we were having with cleanliness typically arrived when we had a Friday evening rental and a Saturday morning rental, correct?
Well, actually, we've only had 2 instances, so if you
Okay.
think about all of the rentals we've only had 2, do you remember this year, or has it been more?
It's not an off, yeah, it's not frequent.
Yeah, okay, good.
We had 9 rentals.
9 rentals.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Those complaints weren't regular renters either.
No.
Right, it was a one time, and I believe you said the last
Yeah,
complaint hadn't looked at the property before they came to rent, correct?
No, we've had 2 complaints about not having air conditioning in the building, which seems like you would know that when you rent it, but.
Yeah, I haven't seen air conditioning in too many park pavilions that I've been in, so.
Apparently Elkhart's got one. That's what I was told the last time.
Okay.
And it was a bad day. I mean, it was one of those really hot,
Yeah,
humid
we had
days,
some
and he had a
terrible
fan
weather.
running, but he says, I just can't believe you don't have air conditioning here. And I said, well, since the day that building was built, there's not been air conditioning.
Were they,
Yeah.
did they say like, were they comparing it to High Dive?
Maybe, I don't know.
That's a nice building. It's old, but it's got
Yeah.
everything in it.
We have, is there
I think
just
it's
one
been
fan down there?
Possibly, sorry. I think that's probably been our number one complaint is just temperature, aside of cleanliness. I mean, we've had a small string, just people maybe, complain about before being, looking dingy, that's about it. Aside of that, I think it's just been the temperature.
Okay. And I don't think there's much we can do about the temperature there. So.
You could buy air conditioning.
Yeah.
Install it. We actually,
Yes.
Eric had a lead on maybe what it would have been. You can talk a little bit about that, I guess, Eric.
Okay, Eric, I mean, if you have an idea of cost for us, we'd hear it.
So I looked into the idea of a mini split unit, for the cost of what they go for, and the efficiency. I mean, it's a boiler system and a cooling system, in a package deal. I had a lead on one. Once I did the math on the BT rating on it, it wasn't even gonna make a dent in the cooling of that facility. So I've looked into them, and we're probably looking around $5,000-6,000 to add a cooling unit, which is primarily what we're after, because it does have a furnace there. So that, I know that kind of expenditure, it's like, that's $5,000-6,000. Where I can see us justifying that, being that that facility gets used a lot in the summertime.
Okay, so that's 5 to 6, and that's for a cooling unit that you believe would adequately, it's easy for me to say, adequately cool the Hermance Pavilion in the hot summer days?
Yes, the one unit that I looked into originally, it was through Donna, from Stemloss Funeral Home. She had an extra with 2 head units. Unfortunately, it was too small, but what I did is I educated myself a little bit more on them. We would need about 60 to 80,000 BTU unit, and I would take 2 heads at each end of the, what would I say, the north side of the building. That's kind of, I would think, where the place it would be best at.
Okay. My thought on spending that much money on AC on that building is how long is that building going to be there? Are we still thinking of a separate pavilion in the future?
Yes, I mean, I would, but it's kind of up to you guys. I agree. That's the first question to ask.
I mean, because if the building's not only gonna be around for another 5 or 10 years, I don't
Yeah.
see the benefit of, or the value of spending that much on that.
I think that's the first question on ROI on that project. Second, it's
Yeah.
five to $6,000, and we're probably gonna hit that with pavilion rental for the year, right close to that, if we're at 48.75. So we're washing that out just for the air conditioning for that
Right.
location, probably just used during the summer months. And how that, you said it's 50 to 60,000 BTUs? Is that right?
I was looking at a unit between
Is it
60
60
to
to 80?
80,000.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how efficiently that's gonna cool that building, how quickly that's gonna cool that, if they take over the pavilion at whatever time of the day, and then it's gonna be at a tolerable temperature.
Fortunately, with these units, they are Wi-Fi controlled and you can set them up. To put them on a timer, let's say for instance, you have a renter coming in Saturday morning, you could easily fire the unit up, Friday night, Friday evening. And by the time they get there, they'd have the building cool. Come Sunday evening, I don't know what you would say, maybe 10 o'clock, the unit shuts off. that it's not used throughout the week.
Okay.
If it's, something about maybe cutting costs, maybe that's a way of doing
Yeah, did
Is
they give you any kind of idea as the operating cost for those units?
it. It all depends on the unit or on the facility, being it's a wide open space, and I don't believe it's very well insulated. I can't imagine it would be very efficient, but I don't think a standard, air conditioning unit tied in with that furnace there would be, any better.
Is that gonna be, Eric, is that gonna be up in the air? No flood damage?
Yeah, well, there's a heat pump unit that is outside of the building.
On the ground?
That is on the ground, yes, that would be on the ground, now the actual head units of them, they are elevated above.
Yeah.
They'd be more above the windows, I would think.
So what about the flood and the heat pump? How does that work?
Well, then, we can put it on the pedestal, that is an option.
If the furnace would go out, this would be a good option to look at, because we could get a unit that would do both heating and cooling.
Both heating.
And and they're pretty efficient units.
Yeah.
Okay. I would suggest we can go ahead and table this conversation then until
Okay.
that time. I mean, that's my feeling on it.
Yeah.
It seems cost prohibitive
Yeah.
to do. So we'll table the idea of AC until the heating unit goes out, or we have a better idea of how long the pavilion will be around?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Do we need a vote?
No,
That's
no.
just, okay.
Site.
All right. If we can, I'd like to go back to our visitor that came in. We got started a little bit early today.
I was a little late.
Oh, you were right on time. Look, you were here right at 6 o'clock, so you were very punctual, but I just wanted to acknowledge that we had a visitor, ask, if we can get your name and see what you're here to talk to us about, or if you're just here to observe, or.
A little bit of both. My name's Greg Tucholsky, 1203 Walleye Land. I've never actually been to the park board meeting, so I figured I'd stop in. The other thing I was wondering, is the park board at all thinking about putting together proposals for Raver Golf Course? Is that something that's crossed anyone's minds?
I certainly haven't heard that brought up in any park board discussions that I've been a part of. Is that?
What'd you say, Greg?
Look,
Are we
anything-
what?
Has there been any thought of the Bristol Park Board doing a proposal for Raver Golf Course? So the more I start thinking about it, is there any way that the Raver Golf Course, does it need to be a top golf course in the area, or can it be a place for Bristol residents to play fairly affordably that could fund the park board? Like, if we could use Raver Golf Course to fund the park department moving forward through apps, could the park department then get actual park department employees using that revenue from the golf course? I just don't know if there's any move forward, like 6 months the golf course isn't open, could that building, the pro shop, be used as a rental for events? Since parking might be an issue then. I just didn't know if that's something that's been explored or thought of.
Not to my knowledge.
We haven't talked about it, but I mean, I know that there is like a meeting room in there. I think they probably have got storage in there before, but we've had park board meetings in that particular facility for a couple, 3-4 months there, and
If I could go back real quick, Greg, would you spell your last name for me?
Yeah, TUH
TUHOLSKI.
SKI.
Okay. And is River Golf Course closing or something? Is that something I should be aware of, or?
No, there's just an RFP going forward. There was a council meeting 3 weeks ago about looking for RFPs, requests for proposals.
Okay.
The
Okay.
manager, Jeff Carmine, is retiring,
That's what I
and
thought.
his contract is up this year. So there's 2 interested parties in purchasing it and taking over management of it.
Okay. But nobody from the town.
No,
So there's a stipulation with the deed and restrictions, so town can't just sell Rivers Golf Course. So it has to remain green space or golf course. And I think that maybe is prompting the question, if the park board has any interest.
Right, I didn't know if there's any, rather than going to a new management company that's gonna elevate it and turn it into like a higher tier golf course. I mean, part of it's a lower end golf course now, which means they don't charge as much. So is there any way that the revenue is currently being generated to be pumped into the Parks Department? To fund the Parks Department, along with all the help that they have, could they have Parks Department employees to mow the parks, even though that and the street department can focus on town properties? Just kind of, yeah, use it as an asset to actually get more done, but not actually cost any more money.
Mhm.
It's just something I thought about. I just didn't know if the park board's interested in submitting a proposal that what could it do for the town if it remained under the park board, like through apps, consultants, does it need a full-time greenskeeper with technology consult, like, I'm just curious if it can work.
Okay. So just to re-clarify for me, we're looking to sell it to a couple interested parties and they would continue to run it as a golf course, but they would, I'm assuming like you're saying, make it more expensive, make it a little nicer.
Well,
Is that
it's not necessarily have to be more expensive, but I mean, if somebody's gonna invest into it,
I would think that they would want to do that.
right, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just kind of an assumption that maybe I shouldn't make, but I'm just wondering if the revenue would be better serving to the town.
If we would hire somebody to run it, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, the challenge is that both parties understand there's significant investment needs to be made to just even keep it open. One of the irrigation wells is on Jeff Carmine's property, so that'll have to be replaced. All in all, the one party is looking at close to just under $1 million of investment. New golf carts are needed, new irrigation well, some other upkeep needs to be done because nobody's really invested, put any money back into the golf course in a long, long time. So now there's some upkeep that needs to be made, some investment.
That Jeff, or I'm sorry.
Greg.
I'm thinking back to talking about Jeff. But Greg, the only conversation I recall, you and I stood out here, maybe in the hallway around the parking lot 2 years ago, and we kicked around the idea back and forth. Like, well, what if this, what if that? And, that was before they had the wet blanket thrown on us that if we were gonna talk about that kind of stuff, then someone needed to be there. So
You can't have ideas in private.
We didn't know yet.
No
We didn't know.
Private.
Yeah.
But anyways, I watched that work session the other night and I know Hugh personally, I have faith in their kind of vision for stuff, but that would be a full startup for something here, right? I mean, I don't know if we have the horsepower to pull that off, but I would be willing to at least turn up that stone and say, yeah, for sure we don't, or we might, or we do. So Mishawaka has a city-owned course, right?
Maybe.
I don't
I don't
know. You golf my.
Elkhart used to.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that,
Yeah,
Elkhart well, the one in Middlebury. Yeah.
The one.
The,
Yeah.
the one Elkhart owned is either in Middlebury or almost all the way out to Middlebury. And yeah, and it's closed recently because from my understanding, they didn't have the funding or the management to really take care of it.
Management was
there's
involved.
a common theme going on.
Yeah.
That was, so,
Sorry.
no, Mishawaka is Everhart Petro is their city-owned course, maybe worth a field trip. We'll go out there sometime to see what they're doing if it's run successfully. And what exactly that takes. I know the way that the Jeff's running Raber, it's been great for the town. It's awesome. It's a great place to. My dad used to take me golfing there when I was a kid. It was cheap. It was super easy. Every hole is just, they're all pretty straight, and if you can hit the ball straight, it's fine. But it's a good entry level course, and I like it for the town. I don't know all what's in the RFPs, but I'd at least be willing to turn up that stone and take a look at a successfully run municipal course to see maybe this is something we could pull off if we pulled here and there, or maybe not, but
Okay.
is that,
Yeah, I mean, I was just seeing if there's any interest in it. I mean, I think there's two options. I think one could be the most beneficial to the town, the other ones could be most beneficial to the golf course. I mean, it's not necessarily mutually exclusive, but I mean, it'd be nice if there was options. Like, what are all the options on the table? What benefits could it do? If the park board could put together something that would make sense to run a municipally owned golf course, what could that revenue fund? What could that help with? That's just, just an option on the table. If
Yeah.
there's no interest in finding anyone or anything like that, well, then it makes the option, makes the decision easier. I'm just hearing a lot of people from the community asking, why is it not gonna stay town owned?
Yeah.
And their concerns are being voiced to me. I just thought that pass it on. Is there any interest?
And
What does
why-
it look like?
And I'm sorry to interrupt. Were you done?
Yeah,
Okay. I just wanted to ask for clarification. Maybe you guys said it earlier and I missed it, but why is it no longer going to be town funded?
what's that?
Why is it no longer going to be?
just
Well,
contract?
it was managed.
It's okay. Okay. So we're losing the manager of it. Is that the only thing that's changing?
Right, and there's no, we don't have the expertise to run it.
Right.
So if,
Right.
even if the park board took it over, you'd have to find somebody to manage the course.
Right.
And the challenge for that is that you're not gonna find very many managers that want to do the irrigation the way it is now, manual irrigation. So upgrading the irrigation with the well, that's $1 million expenditure right up front.
Mhm.
And so it's a, and then the equipment, so I understand what Greg's saying, but and looking at all the options is really important, but this is a big hurdle for the town to take on. So the next, but within the RFP, we can start asking some of these questions. The other interested party is the one that owns the golf course in LaGrange. He seems to be, I don't want to sway anybody's opinion. Well, you're the only town council member here, but this guy seems to be a Jeff Carmine-like person. And I was very impressed with his approach.
Do we know what that golf course brings in annually? Do
For
we
the
have
town?
any yes, does the town have any, does anybody know what that golf course makes annually?
Jeff shared those numbers for me the first year I was town manager, because I asked, and he's willing to share. I guess we could ask
I
again.
think we should ask again.
I know he shared the numbers with the perspective, folks are putting in the RFP. The challenge with that is that he gets quite a bit of free labor in the sense that they get to play golf for free. So it's a pretty sweet deal all the way around that they've had. I don't know how long that stays or that. I don't know if that's a sustainable model
Mhm.
for a golf course. Don't know.
We certainly have to have somebody who loves the game and who
You need some significant.
needs a
turf-
job.
You need significant turf management experience
Right.
to do that. So you have somebody that has had experience and the expertise. Or soon your greens and everything will be not so good anymore. Even driving straight won't make much difference. You'll create your roughs in the middle of the. That's the only golf term I know. Four.
Well, this is all absolutely new news to me. I didn't know really any of this to do with the golf course. So would it be possible to have you guys email the park board some information, just some basics about what's going on, what the situation is, what some of the hurdles might be to us getting involved with it? Or point us to the town hall meetings in which that discussion occurred, because I can go and watch that too.
Yeah,
Last work session.
last work
wasn't it?
session.
Last
yeah.
work session. Do you happen to know the date? I'll just check that.
August,
2025.
yeah,
It's like 17th,
19.
19th.
Okay. All right.
And
And then,
that's where I think you, the one, potential person bidding in, gave the module of what his plans would be.
okay, that was the other information I wanted was what
Yeah.
the proposals were. So if
You haven't
that's there, I'll
heard
check it
these.
out.
We haven't heard the other RFP out yet either.
Okay. And what's the timeline on this? Did you mention something was happening in 6 months?
Contract's up
Now.
January 1, so we need something in place by the end of the year.
Okay,
When was that?
January 1, the contract. Yep. Andrew, is this something that you want to look into more as well and
You wanna
share with
go
us whatever information?
What's that?
You go golfing in Mishawaka sometime? Take
I don't know how to
pictures.
golf, no golf clubs, but I'll go.
That's why you drive a cart.
Help him not lose his balls.
Well, close.
I'll text you and we'll.
Okay.
we'll
Can
figure
borrow
out
my
when we can go.
clubs.
Make a field trip.
Yeah.
And go check it out.
All right.
Thank you.
Do we need to repeat anything for the minutes takers? And were there any other questions or thoughts on that topic? Okay. Sounds like we're good to move on. Greg, thank you for coming. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting and see how the sausage is made, or you can take off now if you want. But thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing your proposal. And if you want to follow up with us, sounds like we might be discussing this more in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the next thing on the agenda is the discussion on establishing guidelines for recurring reservations or special use park facilities. Scott, can you hear me okay there?
Yes.
Okay, because this is mainly for you. We kind of talked about this last week. Essentially what I'm proposing we do here is over the course of the next couple of meetings, we talk about establishing guidelines for recurring reservations or special events reservations. A good example of this is the two gentlemen that came in last month to share with us their idea for doing a basketball tourney, which it sounded like a really good idea, but when we got into the numbers they were talking about, it would have been happening every Sunday for 7 or 8 Sundays in a row. And the parking issues it would have caused every Sunday for that many Sundays in a row, we thought was, what's the word I'm looking for, basically made it impossible for us to help them host that tourney. So what I'm proposing we do here is in the next month or so, we talk about some examples like that of just kind of giving some guidelines to people. So we can kind of know what can be going through the normal event application process and what kinds of things need maybe some special attention or input from the board. So that's all that is about. Do you have any questions on that? And do you feel comfortable coming back next month and discussing that and putting some things down? Scott, that was for you. Did you freeze? Okay. All right, very good.
When you're adding that, can you also add for pickleball tournaments? Because we get those requests every so often, so what that would look like as well.
Yeah, and also any thoughts or ideas that you guys have, because it really is about the communication between our two different bodies here. So any ideas you guys have too will be really helpful. So we could just start an email chain where we can start sharing some of that, and
Yeah,
then we'll bring
that'd
it
be
back in the next park board meeting. But yeah, pickleball tournaments. And especially any feedback you guys get from people who have done events is going to be really helpful in planning this. So. Okay, we all good with the minutes? Okay, moving on. Next thing we've got in Congdon Park, last month we had the car show. I was just wondering if you guys had any feedback on that yet, or if you had any ideas,
You have
anything to
like
share with us about the car show and how it went. I thought it was great. I went down and had a really good time.
Great. I wasn't able to attend that event, but I did talk to Sean, just get some numbers for you guys. So they had 103 cars, which they were happy with. Looks like the weather held out for them too that day. It was really hard.
Yeah.
She said that they had a lot of good feedback from a lot of the people that participated in the car show. They even offer some suggestions to help. I don't know about growing it, but making it a more successful car show for them. So overall, they were thrilled with the outcome of it.
Okay. Great. When I spoke to some of the people that were putting on the event that day, one thing they said was that there was a wasp's nest in the electrical box, which they were able to go get some wasp spray and take care of it. But somebody else told me that there was also a wasp nest in one of the pieces of playground equipment. And I was just wondering if there was any way to checking for wasps nests to any pre-event planning. I don't know if we've got town staff that are going and putting out trash cans or anything like that. But if we could just add to the checklist, checking for wasps and
Why would
electrical.
Why would they be getting into electric? Aren't we supposed to be getting into the electric? Our town guys?
They probably saw the wasp coming out of the box.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the details on whether they were getting into it. He said there were
Okay.
wasps in the electrical box that they needed to take care of.
Okay.
And it wasn't like he was angry or anything. I was just asking everybody, you know, what's your feedback? What can we do to improve? What's? And
We
that was the only thing I had.
We have a yellow jacket hotline. They just call them and go out and get them.
They actually talked about that staff meeting today, and Wendell
Super.
just inspected some of the playground equipment. He said, so he's not sure if they were gonna look again, but Eric might be able to elaborate more on that.
Okay. Eric, do you have anything more on the?
Regarding-
Yep.
Regarding the wasp, or, I'm sorry, I missed that last part there.
To inspect the parks for wasps, yes.
Oh, yes, I mean, anytime that we're down there and we're mowing, we always keep an eye out for nests, any kind of activity. I mean, if we do see something, we usually spray it. One of the things that we have noticed, and it's usually by the climbing structures, in Cogden, by the pirate ship, if you will. There's there's cicada killers. They dig a hole, they leave like a trail. It's kind of a strange little trail that they leave. But they're usually harmless. And we try to spray them, and no matter what we try, it seems like they come back. And there's only like a handful of them. And like I said, we try to spray them. And all we can do is just that.
Yeah.
As far as the wasp situation in the electrical box, I was not informed that there was an electrical box. I was just told that there was wasps. So we went around and we kind of just kept an eye on anything. Didn't see much. Trash cans, you're always gonna find them in trash cans. But we did, I mean, sort of just normal activity. We didn't see anything that was like an actual mess. Trying to think what else, no, I mean, I think this time of year we start to get the ground wasp more often. And we try to remedy that as soon as we can. We don't want to get stung.
Right, thank you. And now that I think about it, the lady that told me about the wasp nest at the on the playground equipment, she said she was with one of the church services. So that would have been the day that, like, just in the last like week or two.
Sunday.
So it wasn't at the car show. The car show people had the wasp nest in the electrical box. The other one at the playground was at the church event a couple of weeks ago. So just to clarify what I said, I was mistaken. But yeah, if we're keeping an eye out for that kind of thing, I think that's great. And so far, I haven't heard any other feedback from the car show people of requests for changes for future events, but let's keep our ears open and keep that discussion going. Anything else on the car show?
I don't have anything with the car show, but just to give you guys an update, Shauna reached out, they're debating and trying to see if keeping Summerfest, the festival itself, in June, or moving it more to the fall. So we talked a little bit, they're just thinking maybe because so busy with festivals and other events happening, if it would be better in the fall, but not to interfere with our, trick or treat fall festival or the corn dog.
Right.
So I said, just keep us, I mean, it's your event, you guys have it to when it works best for you, so, we might be moving that, so.
Okay, thank you.
Just
That's
give you an
very,
update.
yeah, no, that's very good information to know. Anything else on that? All right, moving on. Just wanted to talk about the Corn Dog Fest. So same kind of thing. If you've got any information for us about the upcoming Corn Dog Fest, anything we can do to help you guys, or
Andrew, are you
anything in the
gonna
plans,
meet
or?
Still,
What?
are you gonna be our representation for the eating contest?
Yeah, I signed up. We're
You
good.
did sign up?
Super.
Why is there something that said
No,
that I didn't?
I will make sure,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure I did.
okay,
She wanted to know if the returning champ was coming back. Everybody wants to know this.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is the date it's gonna be this year?
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
September 6th, yeah,
That's moved up from last year, hasn't it?
did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did we know that there's a Middlebury Fest that goes on this? Well, it's gonna be this weekend.
They didn't consult us when they scheduled theirs.
Okay.
So
Oh, Middlebury didn't consult us when they scheduled it. Okay, all right.
Wait for
When is the Middlebury Fest?
The same day, on September 6th, is that what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting hard to find a August or September day where somebody's not having a
Mhm.
festival somewhere. And so we just do ours and they'll just have to compete with us.
Yeah. Was there a reason we changed ours? Was there?
Yeah, we try to get it earlier, so it's a little nicer. Usually
Those are
it's
some of the
nicer.
Notre Dame
Otherwise-
games too.
Yes, and we're trying to avoid Notre Dame games.
Okay.
That's the one thing that Notre Dame obviously doesn't care when we.
We all have to plan our lives around Notre Dame. We
It
understand.
seems like it, yeah.
And who's running it this year? I just heard that Monogram's no longer involved with it.
They're a sponsor, or a financial sponsor, so Bristol on the River is the host with we hired a coordinator for the festival. So it's hopefully ready to go. We'll be there by Saturday, or it's happening anyways.
So I was gonna ask if we had given them everything they needed, but it sounds like you're just crossing your fingers that we have.
Yeah, well, Eric and I are intimately involved Thursday, Friday, and somebody will be there Saturday as well. Staff.
I likely will not be able to attend, so don't be heartbroken. I'll be cheering you on in spirit.
I appreciate that.
Okay, anything else for the minute takers or any other questions or comments about the Corn Dog Festival? Okay, moving on to Cummins Park. First thing we have, Mike, is the additional parking appropriation.
Yes,
What
so
do you
I
need from us?
sent you the numbers, so just a request for an additional appropriation from those funds, the capital projects fund, I think is the one I recommended.
Do you have
To do the project.
Do you have a dollar amount on that for us? I don't have that written down.
See, that's 50,000 if I recall. Is that what the Niblock parking bid is, Eric? Was it 49 something, 49,000?
Yeah, 48, 49,000
Yeah.
around that area.
So I suggest 50,000.
Okay, out of the capital projects fund.
Department of Recreation.
Yes, that one. That's a capital
Yes.
projects fund, yes.
Okay.
I move that we move $50,000 from the park reverting fund, non-reverting fund, to pay for the parking,
The parking
Pay for
project.
what?
The parking
the parking.
at Cummins.
Cummins Park, the new parking lot.
I'll second. All in favor?
Like,
Aye.
I
Scott Dreamer? Aye. That's an aye from Scott Dreamer. Vote carries. Anything else you need from us on that at this point, Mark?
Don't think so.
Mark.
We're ready to go. That's okay. You can call me anything you want. Almost.
It's pretty bad to forget my own name now. Mike, okay. Next thing on the list is the baby swing. I believe you just said in the email that it was taken down due to
Yeah, it's
damage or missing
actually,
part.
Eric said it's back up now.
And it's been
By the
replaced.
park.
Okay.
Taken down for what?
We had a baby swing that was taken down. Was there a part that needed replaced? Needed to replace the part. So they took it,
Pardon?
Yes.
needed to replace
on
the
the
part.
Need to place apart.
Yeah. And
And when
they've done
baby's
that.
falling,
And so it's back up now.
Do we have just one or two
to what? Baby?
Yeah.
baby swings?
swings.
One in Condon and one in Cummins?
Surprise.
Yes, yes, 190%. That is correct. And the one we were just talking about was Cummins. We had a comment from a resident asking why it was taken down. So that's why we were checking. Anybody have anything else for Cummins Park? No, moving on. Permits.
Well,
Is the basketball going to be completed?
yeah,
Thank
Eric,
you.
why don't you talk about the basketball court, what our challenges there are now new challenges.
So we have the project underway, at quote, through John White.
John,
Sorry, John Young. Kept waiting, and then obviously some hurdles came across our way. I got a phone call from him, just not too long ago, informing me that he is going to be retiring from the concrete business and that he is reaching out to another contractor to pass that quote on to. And then he would get back in touch with me. In the meantime, I've been trying to contact other contractors to see if they'd be interested in the job. So unfortunately, it didn't pan out as well as we wanted to, but it is in the process of being resolved. I'm hoping to find somebody that's going to give us the same dollar amount to do that. Because I think we quoted right around 30,000, if I'm not mistaken.
30 or 38, yeah.
Okay. Well, not much we can do about that, obviously. I guess when you get a new estimate, a new contractor for that, please give us the numbers.
If it's the same amount, we'll just sign it and we'll get started on it, if he's got
Yes.
to do it yet.
Yeah, I think we've approved the 30,000, so if that's enough to get the work started and you need to do it to get it started. Sorry, Andrew, did you have?
I thought, and I could be wrong on this, the parking project and that basketball court project were tied in together where I think we were gonna use the millings or something like that to help with the expansion of the parking.
No, that was an older concept.
Okay,
So we're just paving everything now.
all right.
The parking lot expansion now is going to be along the west side of the pickleball courts.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just racking my brain through what ifs, so.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming with me on that journey. Thinking that through.
Thank you for thinking it through. And, we've had a lot of different iterations of the parking project.
Couple other things on Cummins Park.
Sure.
Eric, what are your thoughts on shutting down the splash pad? I see it's gonna turn cold here in the next couple days. Turning it off
Yes.
or leaving it on for another week?
I'm looking to leave it on the rest of this week, and then shut it down next week. Beginning next week, so next Monday.
So we're going to, Eric and I just hired a professional firm to come in and clean the splash pad and the pickleball courts, because they need to be power washed. So we're gonna try, it's the same folks that do our building here. We're gonna give him a shot at that and see what it looks like using his process. So as soon as we have that date, we'll contact the folks that take care of our pickleball scheduling so that those courts will be empty for that cleanup.
Okay. Did you guys hear anything from Mike there on that?
And you have a company that's gonna do that? Is that
H&H Power Washing,
the one that did the building here?
yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else for Cummins Park? Nope. Hermance, we just have the cleaning supplies, that request, and Mike, I believe you told us that everything is there. Just wanted to confirm that.
I believe, Eric, but, well, we know what we're
Yeah.
getting from the Wildman group, but what else is down there?
We purchased floor cleaner, window cleaner, your all-purpose cleaner. We have those window washing kits that we purchased a lot as well. I believe we bought some toilet bowl cleaner as well. I can just name that off the top of my head, but we spent a little bit there, getting those supplies up in order where they need to be at. And if there's not supplies that are readily available outside in that little countertop area, we have them in the storage closet. That's the other issue too, is that with tenants, we don't know exactly how much the product that they're using. We could put out a bottle of Windex and then over the weekend it's gone. Obviously nobody's needing that much Windex or even dish soap if that's the case. We buy a gallon jug of it and you just kind of do the old honor system, like here, just use this, but then back to stuff. So we try to leave out as much as we can for people without it being a matter of it being taken.
Mhm.
It's been talked around even at our shop, just buying like little, small, travel size, if you
Yeah,
will,
Like hotel
bottles.
size. Mhm.
Um, but then again, it's like that's stuff you can probably source like off of Amazon or, through any kind of vendor for that matter.
The other option would be, like a soap dispenser that we put dish soap in, that's attached to the wall. I mean, people could still definitely overuse that, but
Can't walk off.
if they
Right.
wanted to take it, maybe we can look into that with some of those items that seem to be getting used up or that people seem to be taking away. Okay,
Right, I agree.
one of the questions was about the mop or the mop bucket. Did we get a mop bucket or new clean mop over there? I know that was one of the specific things asked about.
There is a mop bucket there. As far as the mop heads go, didn't we have an agreement with Wildman, to replace those?
Yeah, he swaps them out every other week.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we have wet and dry.
And Wildman, is that the name of the
One wild
wild
man.
man? One wild man, okay.
That's a uniform.
He does the
supply.
carpets, the rugs that are put down here and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. All right, and so he does some of the supplies for us as well.
Mhm.
Great, all right. Did anybody have anything else for Hermance Park? No, moving on. I don't have anything on the agenda for Memorial Park, but does anybody have anything for Memorial they wanted to discuss?
You notice that you get the tree stump grinded out.
Oh, very good.
Good.
What
Very
did you say?
good. The tree stump
Oh.
has been ground down,
Has been?
has been, yes.
We have to keep in mind that we're gonna have to replace the irrigation. So it's all torn up. I'll be kind about it.
Replace
It'll
what?
be tore up more yet, so.
The irrigation
They tore mine up
that
too.
was
First.
really damaged during
The far one over here
work.
on this end.
Mm.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yes, the damage that has been done is, it's all along the, north side of the park. We have pieces sticking out, we actually just cut them level with the ground, was to eliminate a tripping hazard. And it's been discussed to kind of wait until a block is done, or whoever's installing the water main through there, I believe. To just kind of wait that one out. There's no sense of repairing a split or an irrigation system for it just to be bored through or dug up. We're gonna have ourselves a mess there if we do open trenching.
Okay, moving forward then, the next thing I had was just a review of the 2026 budget that we all saw last month. But Scott, you didn't get a chance to look at that, so I wondered if you had a chance to look at it yet, if you had any questions, comments, input, or if Mike, you had anything about the budget that you wanted to share with Scott that he didn't get last month.
Just trust me, Scott, it's perfect.
It looked okay.
It looked okay, Scott.
Okay. So no questions, additions? Okay, very good. All right, that's everything on the agenda for this evening. Is there anything that we missed or anything anybody wanted to add before we?
We did have somebody that, I had a picture. It was sent to us on Facebook, so a lady on a bicycle was down at Condon Park and opened up our little library. Looking at books and throwing them on the ground, looking at books, throwing them on the ground.
Sweet.
So person that saw this got a picture of her and I've given it to Steve, Marshall Steve.
I cannot believe a grown woman.
Why don't I just see if I can find that picture for you so you can witness this in person? And,
This isn't gonna be somebody we know. is it?
well, that's just what I'm wondering. Maybe you do know her. It looks like a person that we used to have in town, sister.
How long have we had that up?
Man,
The
that's,
little
when
library,
did
do we
they
know
put
how
that
long?
up? 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Isn't that the second year or third?
It's been up for a few years. I don't know.
Was
I
there
know
one
it's
other
the
incident
two.
of?
I thought, wasn't this a
Well,
lot?
that was down in another.
There she is.
Scroll down, you can see the books on the,
Yeah, there's the books on the phone.
apparently she doesn't like those books.
Sorry, guys online, you can't see this. I'll send you an email I'll forward it to you so you can look at it.
So that's a Lions Club that put.
Not that one, but the Lions Club did put.
Bailey's.
This one was put up by Bale
Re-
Home Services, the owner of Bale Home
But yeah,
Services.
Bale, I call Bale.
Did I think one at Bristol Village and a few other spots.
Have we had any other issues of vandalism or people
Not that I know of.
crashing the books with that since it's been up?
So,
I've seen,
I
like
feel
a
like
home
I've
I've
seen
been
families, with children looking in there and
Oh, yeah.
using it, I assume as it's meant to be used. So it's,
I check it out
Nice
so
benefit to our
often,
park.
it seems to be always plentiful with books as well, and I
Yeah.
donate to it,
well, apparently need to donate better books.
apparently.
she certainly didn't pass this critiquer. She was censorship. She didn't like it. Anyways, I sent
Is there
the
anything
email
like-
to both Eric and Scott. They can now look at the picture themselves, see if they know the lady.
Send it to me, I wanna look at it better too.
Is there anything you feel like we could do?
I don't
or
think there's
to
anything we
dissuade
can
that type
do.
of thing, Anything we need to do?
It's been there at least for 2 years. This is the first I've heard of any vandalism like this.
That's a pretty good record, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not like,
And
what,
therefore-
5 years ago, somebody pooped in it? Remember?
It's the one down in, that was the one in Cummings Park,
They did.
Okay, I knew I heard a story of there being something done at one of our.
that was in
books.
Cummings Park,
Yeah.
that one.
Holy cow.
Okay. Well, on that note, our next meeting is gonna be
Well, I just thought I'd
October
add a little comment here.
7th. You're all right. Next meeting is gonna be October 7th, 2025, 6 P.M. Bristol Town Hall. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do
I'll make that motion.
I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
So what was,
It's a motion to adjourn.
motion carried.
Motion carried. All in favor?
Aye.
So what was the October what?
October 7th
7, okay.
at 6 P.M.